And prayer we must, this very evening and always going forward. And I will pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwukika Biama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile Chukwukika Biama onye na-efewe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwe n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-etoghị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-etoghị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again today. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remember, in this channel, we speak up for all the people who have been oppressed. People who have been oppressed in that contraption called Nigeria. The Biafrans, the ODUDUANs, the Middle Belters, and every indigenous tribe in that very contraption called Nigeria. We speak about their plight. We speak about the killing that is happening in that contraption called Nigeria. We try as much as possible to bring the issue of Nigeria to the front burner, to let the world know exactly the situation. The conventional media, as you all know, cannot tell you exactly what is happening in Nigeria. They always try to play it down. They try to play it down even when the things are so serious. They make it look as if it's not serious. A lot is going on in the contraption called Nigeria, and no indigenous tribe in Nigeria is having it easy. None whatsoever. The only people who are running rampage are trying to take away the rights and the land of the indigenous people in that contraption called Nigeria are the Fulani Janjaweeds. And they are doing it without looking back. They are doing it with the backing of the presidency. As you all know, the presidency we know today are the Mieti Allah group. The Fulani Janjaweed are in charge of the presidency. And you can see that Nigeria is a terrorist country. A terrorist government is running them. It doesn't matter, you might not like what I say, but that is the truth. Nigeria is being controlled by a terrorist government. A government that supports the terrorists and makes sure that the activists are being jailed. What do you call that kind of a government? A government that gives money to the terrorists to sponsor them. Appoint terrorist people who support terrorists in their government. They are in Asorok. They are governors. They are ministers. They are everywhere. I am not just saying it. Someone who is an insider came to national television to say this before your own very eyes. You saw it. Maybe some of you have forgotten. But we don't forget. The videos are there for you to see. This is the statement somebody made on national television. And when we call that government a terrorist government, people say, why do we call it a terrorist government? That is what it is. That is exactly what it is. It doesn't matter how you try to paint it. We can understand those of you who are in conventional media are afraid and scared of saying the truth. But those of us who have the freedom of being in the social media, with the little audience we have, we give them the truth and nothing but the truth. That is why we applaud and beg everybody that come across the video to share the video. Share the video to all platforms. Share it to everybody that need to hear our voice. Share this video to your family and friends, to all platforms. Let the world know what is the true situation of Nigeria. Let the world know what is going on in Nigeria. That is the only way you can spread the gospel. You might not be able to use your own platform to speak, which is what you are supposed to do. Since you do not want to use your own platform to speak, why not share the videos that we are seeing? Why not share the video that you are watching now? Share to your family and friends. That is the way you can play your own role. Everybody have his or her own role to play. More especially people from the southern part of Nigeria, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Efik, the Ijos, the Biafrans and the Oduduans. Everybody have their own role to play. The Edos, they have their own role to play. Everybody have to put their hand on deck to save ourselves from this very common enemy. We all know the common enemy. They are no one but the Fulanese, and they are not indigenous to Nigeria. This is the truth that you can never hear on the conventional media. But the information are there. Some of us are so lazy to make inquiry. We cannot make inquiries and see what the truth is. That is why we take our time to come and speak about the truth on a video, because it is more easy for people to understand on video when we speak about it. These Fulanese are not indigenous to Nigeria. They are visitors. They came, the Hausas welcomed them. All of a sudden, they turned against the Hausa rulers, turned the Hausa people against their rulers, and they killed all the Hausa rulers and took over. Then they were telling us that we are Hausa Fulani. But today, you no longer hear about the Hausa Fulanese. All we are hearing is the Fulanese. The Hausas are silent. The Wazobia we used to know is no longer existing. What we are hearing today is Fulani, Fulani, Fulani. This have started happening for a very long time, but it become more pronounced in the regime of the terrorists. The late Mohammadu Buhari, in his regime, that they are still playing his script and using his name today, that is when this has become so pronounced. It is obvious that they have no other agenda than to take the land of the indigenous people and to occupy the land. That is why the Biafrans are standing tall. And Biafrans say it will never happen. Just as our spirit leader MAZI NNAMDI KANU have said in the past, our spirit leader MAZI NNAMDI KANU have said, no inch of Biafran land will be lost to an enemy. And that is where we are standing. No inch of Biafran land will be lost. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how many people you kill. You can never take an inch of a Biafra land. Even a Biafra child today knows what is happening. A Biafra child is ready to fight for his nation. Is ready to set his land free. That is why Biafrans are different. And we are standing tall. And as you can see, Biafrans have their strategy. Chukwu Okike Abiama have given MAZI NNAMDI KANU a lot of strategies. And those strategies is what we are going to be implementing. If you are a Biafran and you are sincerely fighting for freedom, this is the time to show us that you are sincerely fighting for freedom. If you are just on social media to make noise, to talk against your brothers, to talk against those who are doing many things, adding meaning to the struggle, you are on your own. And I will advise Biafrans, when you see people who are not giving you the information that is required, people who are not preaching the message, people who are busy going on saga, talking against their own people, fighting against that will make our free, please do not share their videos. Don't even watch. Don't comment on their videos. When you see somebody posting a video that doesn't have anything to add to the struggle, a video of where you see brothers fighting against brothers, brothers talking against brothers, where you see somebody standing against the struggle, somebody speaking against somebody whom you know genuinely is fighting for the freedom, somebody who you know is adding meaning to the struggle, you will see somebody in a video talking against him and you'll be sharing that video or you'll be commenting on that video. You are part of the problem. Yes, you are the part of the problem. If you are a Biafran, you see an irrelevant video made by irrelevant people, people who are not supposed to even be a nursery school class teacher, people who are not supposed to be a nursery school teacher. You see them making a video talking against people who are adding meaning to the struggle, and you are watching their videos, you are commenting. Do not comment on their video. Don't watch and don't share. Don't even attack them. Don't attack them. Ignore them. When you see it, ignore and walk away. Ignore the video. Do not make any comment. Don't watch it. Don't share. Don't make any comment. Just ignore and walk away. That is the best solution. This is the time for us to stand tall. Remember the foundation that MAZI NNAMDI KANU have laid for us. The foundation of consistency. In anything you are doing, you have to be very, very consistent. Very, very consistent. Don't mind what people are saying, whatever they are doing, whatever propaganda that is coming from east, west, north, and south. Do not listen to propaganda. You have to be focused. That is why you have to join the prayer, 150 days prayer. We are already at the end of the prayer. If you have not joined, it is not yet too late. You can participate for the few days that are remaining. That prayer is helping a lot. It will help you to remain consistent. It will make you to remain focused, because a lot of propagandas have come in. More are going to come. More propagandas are going to come. How are you going to overcome those propaganda? You can only overcome those propaganda if you are consistent, if you are prayerful, if you have a listening ears. That is how you can overcome. We don't have to be talking against our brothers. We don't have to be fighting against our brothers. We have to fight against the common enemy. And you and I know the common enemy. The common enemy is the Fulani Caliphate and their agenda and their stooge in Southeastern region. They have a lot of people who they have trained and planted among us who are fighting us. And most of them are in politics. They are politicians. They are governors. They are lawmakers. They are not standing for you and I. Those are our enemies. Those are our enemies. Those are the people we are supposed to be fighting against. Not our brothers. Not those who are standing for Biafra. These are the people you have to target. And these people will pay dearly with their own blood for what they are doing to Biafrans. You can see what is happening today. They are more concentrated. They are just concentrating on their so-called election. Election to force the Biafran to sign up for something that is not going to benefit them. That is what they are doing. They have been doing it for the onset, and they are still doing it as we speak. Forcing the Biafrans to put their signature on something that is going to kill them. And we say no to that. You can see the abduction, the kidnapping of our Supreme Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. Supreme Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped from Kenya for committing no offense. He traveled to Kenya with British passport. He was kidnapped and sent to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. Our Supreme Nnamdi Kanu have made it open in his broadcast that he is not a Nigerian, he is a Biafran British. They kidnapped him, brought him to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. And for you to see the complicity of Britain, up to today, Britain are silent about this very issue. A British citizen kidnapped and sent to Nigeria. They are silent about it. Instead, they still allow government officials to visit Britain for treatment and whatsoever. To parade themselves in Britain, to go for meeting and go for conference. People who have kidnapped your citizen, who has not committed any offense. You are not making any case for him. This is to show you that we are on our own. And every Biafra have to take charge of his or her own destiny. Nobody's going to fight for you. Nobody's going to fight for me. We have to fight it out. We have to take our freedom. Nobody can give it to you. That is why we are coming online on daily basis to speak about what matters. If you have not started speaking, and if you haven't started to join your voice, join your own voice, add your own voice. That is the only thing you can do. And that is where we can be free. You see the seat at home that we are holding. That seat at home is a strong weapon in the hand of the Biafrans. Chukwu Okike Abiama made that revelation to Asuna Nnamdi Kanu while praying on his knees. Gave him a solution. Chukwu Okike Abiama knew that today will come. A day will come when they will not allow us to protest outside. A day will come when they will set a trap that anytime we protest, they will kill us. But as Chukwu Okike Abiama might have it, while our Nnamdi Kanu was crying and praying, Chukwu Okike Abiama gave him a means that we can be able to use to save more lives. And today, we are implementing that system. Sit at home. Every Monday, every Biafran must sit at home to add their own voice and show their displeasure to what is happening in the country called Nigeria. Is it too much to ask? Is it too much for you to do for somebody who has given up everything that he has? He has given up his comfort. Our Supreme Leader Nnamdi Kanu has given up his own family. He has given up his father and mother. He has given up his own comfort. He has even given up his own life for you and I. Today he's in captivity. And what you have to do is just to sit at home only one day on Monday to tell the world that the person that is speaking for you is being held in captivity. To tell the world that you are in DSS. You think it's only MAZI Nnamdi Kanu that is in DSS. It is not just MAZI Nnamdi Kanu that is in DSS. Today, every one of us in DSS, you can see our brother Chinwetelago has joined him in DSS. Our brother Chinwetelago have joined in DSS for doing nothing. Only because he decided to wear what he is for the world to see. They took him and he's now in DSS. A mother was also molested because she showed herself to be whom she is. This is what we are all going to face. We will tell you that the capture and the kidnap and the detention, illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu is an illegal detention of every single Biafran. You think it's a joke. Nobody knows who is going to be tomorrow. But we'll never relent in our effort. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how many people they kidnap. It doesn't matter how many people they kill. We will continue to work until we get into Biafra. We will get into Biafra. They can't stop us. You see the only thing they are pushing forward. Stopping the sit at home. In stopping the sit at home, they are not addressing the issue why we are sitting at home. Why are we sitting? Are we just sitting at home because we want to sit at home? Are we sitting at home because we want to hurt people? Are we sitting at home because we want to starve people? No. We are sitting at home because the situation of Nigeria have made it that we are being denied our identity. Nigeria is forcing us to take away our identity and make sure that we will not survive. They have taken everything we have And now they want to take away our identity. They have taken our resources. They have taken our knowledge. They have taken our mentality. They have taken everything that made us who we are. And now they want to take our land by force, by killing us and taking it. And our supreme leader KANU rose up to the occasion and said, it cannot happen. That is why today they went and captured him. They went and kidnapped him in Kenya and brought him to Nigeria. And today he's in captivity. That is why we are sitting at home. And these so-called governors and political elite, those who call themselves elite in the southeastern region, are not making a case for him. Instead of addressing that issue of the immediate release and unconditional release of Mohammadu Buhari, they are busy talking about their election. It is only because of the election you see those governors talking. It is only because of election you see them talking. They want us to stop this at home. You see them preaching from different sides of their mouth. Some of them who doesn't even know history, talking about history. Some of them who doesn't know history. Some of them lying before their own very own eyes, lying for themselves. When you know what Biafra is, yet you are lying. Instead of you standing for what is right, you are standing for lies, peddling lies against the Biafrans. There will be no election in Biafra land. It doesn't matter the propaganda they bring. They have gone to the extent of killing innocent Biafrans in order to demonize IPOB, in order to demonize ESN, to make sure that they push their agenda and occupy our land. You can see what is happening. They have formed different kinds of group. They form their unknown gunmen. They have formed, and a governor have come on national television to tell us that they are going to form more in order to fight against those who are asking for that which is right. A legitimate right, self-determination. This very thing is enshrined in the law of Nigeria. But our lawmakers, those who call themselves lawmakers, those who call themselves governors, cannot hold down on this. Knowing fully well how close, how dear Biafra is to the heart of every Biafran. Dave Umahi confirmed that Biafra is something that you mention. When you mention Biafra, that every heart will be moved. When you know that Biafra is so close to the heart of your people, why are you not speaking up for them? Why are you not asking for self-determination? Why are you not asking for it? Knowing fully well that this is the desire of every Biafra. Because when you mention Biafra, they wake up and they listen to you. You don't want to pursue it. Instead, you are talking down on people who are doing something that works, who are trying to show their opinion, who are adding value to the life of people. Demonizing people, causing mayhem and killing people in order to demonize IPOB. There will be no election in Anambra State. The only thing we are trying to do now is to make sure that many lives are being saved. And those who are going to be saved are the people who will have a listening ear and listen to what their brothers and sisters on social media are saying. The conventional media will never give you the right information. What we are saying is that there will be no election in Anambra State. And the only way to stay safe, we are not just saying it, Biafrans have agreed. 99.9% of Biafrans have agreed that there is no election, there will be no election in Biafra land anymore until referendum is conducted. Everybody knows about it. The governors knows about it. The lawmakers know about it, but they decide to peddle lies. That is why they want to make Anambra State ungovernable. They make Anambra State so insecure so that they will try to demonize ESN. We are not fighting them. We only say that we will not participate in the election, and we are not ready to participate. In order to force people out, they are killing innocent people to frame up IPOB. And Dave Umahi confirmed this. He has said it on national television that they are the one planning the killing. He said it is the politicians. He again come to use the popular language that we know them for, hijacking. He used the word hijack, that the struggle of Biafra has been hijacked. That the struggle of IPOB established by our Supreme Leader NNAMDI KANU that has been peaceful from day one, which he himself admitted, that very struggle has been hijacked. By who? Nobody can hijack Biafra struggle. You don't hijack what you own. Biafra struggle is owned by every Biafran. It doesn't matter if you are a family member of IPOB or not. It doesn't matter if you are a registered member of IPOB or not. The struggle is for Biafra. And nobody can hijack Biafra struggle. Nobody. The only people that make attempt of hijacking Biafra are the political elites and the federal government. The federal government is using the political elite in the southeastern region to make this hijack because that is what they do. They did it in NSAS. You saw it on video. They did it in Lagos. You saw it on video. They did it in Imo State. You saw it on video. Why are you so surprised? And the governor have come to confirm it that they are going to hijack it. It doesn't matter what they can't hijack Biafra struggle. We must continue to fight for our freedom until freedom comes. No man born of a woman can stop a struggle. And for our people to stay safe, please stay away from anything that has to do with the election. Stay away from everything that has to do with the election. It doesn't matter where they are conducting it. If they call you to be an observer, do not attend, do not go to vote, do not wear anything that has to do with political party. It doesn't matter the party you are talking about. It doesn't matter the party. APC, PDP, APGA, they are just the same thing. They are the same thing. Don't wear anything that has to do with any party. Don't stay in a house that have a party emblem. Do not ride a car that have party emblem. Don't use a motorbike that have a party emblem. Anything that have to do with a party, de-associate yourself from it. That is where you can stay alive in Anambra State. That is where you can stay alive from Anambra State. If you stay away from this and participate in every sit at home you hear from the DOS, every sit at home, more especially the Monday sit at home, that people are sitting at home on their own, participate. That will help you to stay alive. That is what we are calling for. Participate. It will help you to stay alive. You can see. If not for the sit at home we are doing, nobody will be talking about our Mohammadu Buhari today. It is because of that sit at home. That sit at home, that is why eventually you have seen the so-called Ohaneze sluggishly coming out to ask for the unconditional release of Mohammadu Buhari. I was surprised when I saw the video. Ohaneze Ndibo asking for the unconditional release of Mohammadu Buhari because they know he has not committed any offense. But they are cowardly saying it is done. Why not make that a case openly and ask boldly? Watch the video.
A call has been made for the unconditional release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, MAZI, NNAMDI, KANU. Addressing a joint press conference at the Government House, Awka, leaders of Ohaneze Ndibo Worldwide and Anambra State Association of Town Unions, ASATU, described the statement credited to the Attorney General of the Federation, Mr. Abubakar Malami, of invoking a state of emergency in Anambra State as unfortunate. Government House correspondent Ejika Bana completes the story.
Speaking, the National Vice President of Ohaneze Ndibo, Chief Damian Okeko-Gene, recalled that the recent meeting of Southeast leaders in Enugu over the security situation where they agreed to support Anambra State's November governorship election, stressing that the spate of pockets of unfortunate incidents in Anambra is as a result of kids' glove treatment of Southeast agitators by the federal government, noting that the insecurity is widespread in the country. The groups pointed out that they can no longer handle the youths of the region, advising the federal government against creating tension among the populace, while saying that it has become difficult for the elders to control the youths due to the perceived inequality meted out on the Southeast people. They urged the federal government to listen to the voice of the people, emphasizing that Anambra want a conducive environment to exercise their constitutional right of casting their votes, as the federal government has all it takes to provide the needed security.
It's disagreed that their grief is what is fueling the whatever actions you think is coming out from IPOB. They believe that we, the elders, can no longer serve them. And their future is break from what is happening. I can see the federal government sacrificing the life of the entire Southeast because of one person in the KANU, holding him in the detention. All these security problems that is managing from what is happening today that makes them to suggest state of emergency. If they have the interests of Southeast at heart, they should release NNAMDI unconditionally now.
Lending credence to the statement, the National President of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Barrister Titus Akpudo, appealed to the federal government to critically examine the issue, as there is no justification for the state of emergency statement. Barrister Akpudo maintained that the situation in Anambra can be easily controlled, noting that Anambra government is on top of the security situation, and said that for a state of emergency to be declared in the state, due process must be followed.
I would also like to appeal to the federal government to look critically into this statement or this intended move as stated by the Attorney General of Federation.
From the Government House, Oka, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
We were able to achieve this information because of the sit at home. you see the reason why you must sit at home. But it's tighten the sit at home the more. If you know the way you can tighten it, if we can add more days, let us add more days. That is where we can set our Nnamdi Kanu free from the hand of the enemy. Our Nnamdi Kanu will come out. Even when you don't know it, he will come out miraculously. Nobody can stop the freedom of our Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter the strategy they use. We will continue and we must surely get our freedom. If you are confused and you're being distressed, go back and watch the messages of Nnamdi Kanu. Go and listen to any of his video that you can lay your hand upon. Listen to that clip. You will get a lot of information. That is why today I have to play a clip for you to remind you of where we are and what we are doing and the people you have to listen to. Our Nnamdi Kanu has given us the clue of where we have to head to. Let us listen to this very broadcast he gave to us.
I want them to come. Remember what I told you many years ago. They will kill us. We will kill them. In the end, Biafra will come. Everything I tell you comes to pass. They will know they are gentle. They will come. They are foolish. By nature, they are very hopeless. They will come. This time around, we will turn Biafra land into a burial ground for terrorists. They will understand how serious we are. We have raised it. It's no longer coming down until freedom is declared. They understand that very well. They understand that very well. There is need for us to remain focused. Going into this 2021, focused. Don't allow yourselves to become distracted. That was what happened to us during the war. Had we fought that war up until August or September of 1970, we would have won. That would have been victory. Nixon would have stepped in. That would have been victory. But we gave up as we always do. Mandis Yuji. After a little, mental toughness is not in us. After a little thing, we just give up. Look at Trump, how Trump is fighting. It is enough. Oh, why don't you concede now? Oh, why don't you give up now? Hey, give up now. Let's leave it for God. Let God do it. Trump said no. Because in a first world like the United States of America, any hint of electoral fraud ought to be investigated. These are white people. You think they're going to tolerate? You think they are black Africans? No. This time around, we will turn Biafra land into a burial ground for terrorists. They will understand how serious we are. We have raised it. It's no longer coming down until freedom is declared. They understand that very well. They understand that very well. There is need for us to remain focused. Going into this 2021, focused. Don't allow yourselves to become distracted. That was what happened to us during the war. Had we fought that war up until August or September of 1970, we would have won. That would have been victory. Nixon would have stepped in. That would have been victory. But we gave up as we always do. Mandis Yuji. After a little, mental toughness is not in us. After a little thing, we just give up. Look at Trump, how Trump is fighting. It is enough. Oh, why don't you concede now? Oh, why don't you give up now? Hey, give up now. Let's leave it for God. Let God do it. Trump said no. Because in a first world like the United States of America, any hint of electoral fraud ought to be investigated. These are white people. You think they're going to tolerate? You think they are black Africans? No. I'm not saying that Biden did not win. I'm not saying that. But there are evidence of electoral fraud, and it is being investigated. Look at all of you in Africa. Look at all of you are debating. How many people are on the electoral roll? How many people actually voted? Can you mark their signatures? That is how human beings reason in disease. Let's leave it now for God. Hey, it's 2023. Let's leave it now. This UG, black people, we must be focused. A lot of things are happening. And this evening, I must make you understand this. We are not folding our arms and we're not going to allow them to overrun us. They have overrun parts of Benue. That is their game plan. That is one thing of why he doesn't know. Wike doesn't know. Obiano, all these idiotic governors, or maybe they know. The allure of being a vice president to a Janjaweed is what is propelling them. Do you know that in Benue State they want to install a Sadwana in Otrupo? In Otrupo? They want to put Sadwana there. Now, let me say this thing to the so-called middle belt. Of course, Otubo is part and parcel of Biafra, but let me, for the benefit of this very analysis, let's call them middle belt. Do you remember that you fought against Ojukwu? Do you remember that the same propaganda they're using now to get some of you Fulefus, they deployed it in the middle belt? They told them Ojukwu is here to take over their land, to dominate them, to make their life a misery. They foolishly fought against Biafra. But today, the man that told you that Ojukwu is your problem is planning to install a Sadwana in Oturuko. What does that mean? Because some of you do not know history. You have no knowledge of history. You know, some of you go through zoo primary school, zoo secondary school, zoo university. You know nothing. Your brains are empty. As one man, I think it was a professor that said that a graduate in Nigeria is more dangerous than an illiterate. Because half education is dangerous. You know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Look at your history books. The same game they played in Gobe, in Sokoto, is happening now at your doorstep in Oturupo. Sadwana in Oturupo. This is your one Nigeria for you. Anybody who, do you see why I said that? Anybody who believes in Nigeria, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, I shouldn't swear that I am live on air. I don't regard you as a human being. Once you get up and you say, I am a Nigerian, heaven knows you are lower, before my sight, you are lower than an animal. You are one Nigeria. Ojukwu is your problem. Igbo is your problem. NNAMDI KANU is your problem. Biafra is your problem. They have come to Oturupo. First, they divide you. That's what they do. They divide you and they conquer you piecemeal by piecemeal, territory after territory. Have you seen it? They have come out to Oturupo. The same place they couldn't penetrate for nearly 5,000 years. They have now come. How did they succeed? Because they told you that Oturupo, you're different. You're not part of them. You're part of us. North. The one North. Igbo man is your problem. Now, Fulani is your problem, isn't it? Sadwana of Oturupo, that land is gone. And unless they fight, he's gone forever and ever. I'm telling you the truth. They have to join us and fight. You must fight. You have to fight. If you don't fight, your land is gone. Because what is going to happen is when they have the election, Fulani man is an INEC chairman. You know they're going to remove Obaseki very soon. Obaseki will be out from the state. They'll kick him out. Certificate forgery, he's gone. Do you know what they will do? They will impose their people on you. Who voted for Hope Uzodimma? Some people today in Imo State are saying, our governor, I keep asking myself, are you sure you created these people? Are they human beings? Who voted for him? Nobody. The same way, it was an experiment. As you have accepted Hope Uzodimma, so will you accept whoever they impose as Ohaneze President General? And your lives are over. And then what they will do now is to be fighting IPOB. And some of you very gullibly and very foolishly, without the benefit of common sense, reasoning or understanding, will join them. Because you are foolish. The only thing that you need to ask these people is this. The only question you need to ask them is this. Who killed the girl at Uli? Who killed her? Who killed the girl at Uli and cut her body into pieces? All these people now issuing statement after statement. Of course, I know they are fake. And I'm saying now that DSS is issuing fake statement after fake statement. Who issued a statement when that lady was murdered? She was raped and cut into pieces. An Igbo woman. How many Igbo groups came up then to speak? All these idiots now writing their long epistles for Nation newspaper, for Sahara reporters writing garbage. How many of you wrote your epistle when your sister was raped by uncircumcised Fulani Janjaweed and her body cut into pieces in our land, an abomination? You said nothing. These are the people now that some of you idiots are listening to.
When they went to Ozo1, go and Google it, Ozo1 in Ugu, that if Ugu was calling Buhari, then Buhari refused to take his call. Go and check it until the Fulani is finished massacring our people there. What did you do? Nothing. And you think that under my watch I'm going to allow the Fulani Janjaweed to overrun our land? We will all die. I told you that I'm coming, that I'll bring hell with me. You think I've forgotten? Anything I tell I'm going to do it. And I will come. And I will bring hell with me. Because nobody is going to stop us. Nobody is going to stop us. Everywhere there is kidnapping, everywhere you go to, bandits are killing. Just Google it, in the news. Every blessed day, people are dying. People are being kidnapped. Every blessed day. And some idiots are getting up and talking about one Nigeria. Do you see how foolish some idiots are? You are talking about one Nigeria when in Oturubo there is a Sadwana in Oturubo. All of us must understand this, that Eastern Security Network has come to stay, is not going anywhere. Everybody in the international community is aware of our sensitization efforts. And now the world understands that the main perpetrators of violent attacks against our people, against everybody, including even some Fulani peasants, are extremists from the north, spearheaded by the Fulani Caliphate. Before the coming of IPOB, the Fulani, through the aid of the British government and their Zoom media that they control, have always lied about the reality of events in the zoo. Everything is farmer header clash, farmer header clash. These are people taking over the land of the indigenous populations. This left the international community confused for very many years, until we came and spent a whole lot of money on our consultants in Washington. It is not hidden. The Department of Justice in America has the details of our contract, and somebody will rise up and say, oh, but where are they spending all the money? Ask him what they're doing with that. The idiots, some fools who are aware of our financial commitments all over the world. That was when I knew that some people are satanic. Some people are I don't know where they came from to even join IPOB in the first place. Department of Justice in America has our contract, which the zoo, Garabashe, has been talking about for very many years. It's there how much you pay them on a monthly basis. And Chinek and this UG, some people are evil by nature. Evil, it's not going to deter us. We'll continue to move. Are you aware that in Enugu, a Fulani man shot dead a traditional ruler wearing a police uniform? This is the one Nigeria they wanted to build. This is one Nigeria. Go and tell the family of that traditional ruler about one Nigeria. A policeman, because he's a Fulani. Can you imagine an Igbo man, constable or inspector, going to the north and killing an emir? What do you think will happen? They will kill every Igbo person in that state. But in Enugu, because you people, you allow them, these insults you're receiving is because of, your envy. An Igbo man is very envious by nature. Very envious to the point of destruction. Now look at the Igbo they have killed, the Eze they killed in Enugu. What is going to happen? Nothing. Because you have women, I wouldn't insult women, please, forgive me. You have wretched, lily-livered cowards as your political leaders. I ask you this question. Do you think an Igbo policeman can go to the north and go to storm a village and kill an emir? Is that possible? No. That is happening in your land. And you open your dirty mouth to say you're a Nigerian. God punish you. Punish you now and punish you forever. The one Nigeria, mad people everywhere.
After listening to us, I must tell you, I am energized, stronger than ever. And I know we will all get into Biafra. If we follow all the strategies that is being laid down by the KANU, we will save many lives. And many will walk into Biafra alive. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will come. ODUDUA will survive. Middle Belt will survive. Every indigenous tribe in Nigeria will be free. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember us. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.